Good morning guys and welcome to this edition of Hikelopedia. I'm here at Hsinchu HSR and I'm wearing an extremely big backpack, which means one thing: I'm heading off into the mountains. Yes, that's right. I'm gonna do one of my longest ever through hikes in Taiwan. It's the Xueshan Xiling, or the Snow Mountain West Ridge. It's a 5-day/6-day hike, and today is day 0. We're gonna get to the trailhead, and I've got to meet my hiking partner Adam in Taipei, so I'm just about to get on the train, so let's go. Made it to Yilan. Now we've got to find the bus stop. So we've arrived at Wuling and now we are going to get on the shuttle bus that takes us to the trailhead. The weather is really nice. I hope that's a good sign of things to come. Alright, so we're here at the Dengshankou, or the trailhead in Wuling. It's around 2,170 meters altitude. Weather is nice and fresh, and we've just got a quick 2 kilometers up to rest for the night, which is at Chica Hut. Haven't stayed there in a very long time. Okay, so we're done for the first day. A very brisk, easy 2k up to Chica Hut, where we're going to spend the first night and get an early start for tomorrow and onto the summit and beyond.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Okay. Are you okay?
Day 2 begins. It's 5:30 and we're just leaving Chica cabin. Had a pretty good night's sleep, which is unusual for me in mountain cabins, but it's nice and fresh. There's the old Taoshan poking out. Right, we're taking a break at the Crying Slope, which is just ahead of us, and interestingly there's still some frost on the seats here because it was below 0 last night. Okay, we're done with the Crying Slope. I'm not crying, but I am sweating. Whew. So we're taking a break at 369 cabin after doing about 5k this morning in 3.5 hours. And this probably will be my swan song at 369 because this trusty old cabin is actually going to be knocked down and renovated in the next year, a few months. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but yeah, it'd be sad to see it go. Spent quite a few nights in there over the years, although never slept particularly well in there because there's just too many people and it's too noisy, but I don't know, still feel a bit sad. Right now we're in the Black Forest, and it really is one of the most beautiful spots on this trail and on a lot of trails. It's so nice and shady and some just beautiful scenery. Rock climbing's, I mean, it's tight. Last kilometre to the summit now, and basically we gotta go right up there. It's pretty steep, this section. Not my favourite part.
First kind of kilometer though.
Fifth time on this sucker. The last couple of kilometers up to Xueshan is so brutal. Even worse when you're carrying all your stuff for like 4 or 5 days. Oh, not enjoyable. But now we're here. You've got absolutely amazing views. You can see the Dabajian peaks. You can see Xueshan North, all the Wuling Sisho and more. It's absolutely amazing. And then over there you've got Zhongyan, Jinshan and Nanhu Dashan. The weather is amazing today, so the views are great. So beautiful. Alright, so we're heading down to Tway Lake now, which is where we're going to camp tonight. So we have arrived at our lodgings for the night. It's called Cui Chi Hut, but it's pretty small, but it's kind of picturesque, isn't it? It's like a little house in the Swiss Alps or something like that. That's nice, beautiful spot. It's day 2 of a 5-6 day hike, and we arrived in this beautiful location, Tway Lake, and just unpacking my bag, and guess what? I left one of my food bags at the hut where we stayed last night, and it's basically got all of my main meals in it. So now I only have breakfasts, lunches and snacks, but luckily I've got more snacks than I need, and also Adam has a couple of meals spare, so he has basically saved my bacon after making a really amateur mistake. I'm so embarrassed about it, but I mean, these things happen. And if I could have forgotten the other bag with the drinks in, that would have been fine. But I went and forgot the bag with my pasta, my noodles and my rice. So, what an idiot. But luckily we'll survive this trip, hopefully. And I guess there's one benefit, I'll probably lose a bit of weight too.
我会有味道哦。没关系的，不要太做作。好啦，不过我们要先讲好啊。对啊。
Just leaving the hut. Did not sleep very well last night, but that's the way it is sometimes. Today we're gonna hit the first of the peaks that we're aiming for. It's called Xueshan, isn't it? Xueshan, yeah.
I think it's Flint. In English, it's Flint Mountain.
My autofocus is totally screwed on this camera. So it's goodbye to Trailhead. Bit chilly this morning, there's some cloud, but I think it'll probably burn off later. Alright, we've been on the road about 4 hours and we've come to the trailhead for Xueshan, which is the first of the peaks that we haven't done before. And we're tired. Yeah. But luckily we can leave our packs at the bottom and go light on this one. So this is Mount Xueshan, the first bayou of the trip that I haven't done before, and you can see Xueshan in the background over there. That's where we came from yesterday, and then I think we're heading in this direction. The long wait is over.
Finally, some water.
Ah. Now this is the kind of thing I don't show in my videos usually, but see that? That's 5 litres of water. And then my heavy backpack. And we're going up a really steep slope. And it's killing me. That's because the campsite where we're staying tonight and the trail tomorrow doesn't have many water sources, and we just passed a good water source about half an hour ago, so now we're having to lug 5 litres of water uphill to the camp with us so we can cook and then have enough to drink tomorrow on the trail. It's not fun. Alright, we made it to camp for the night, and this is it. It's beautiful. It's Gong Shui camp, and there's just us two here. I'm having a nice cup of tea, and I don't know what Adam's doing. What's he doing?
Electrolytes and ibuprofen.
Super pow. We've got a couple of hours of daylight left, so it's dinner time and then bedtime. Another long day tomorrow, although not as long as today. Today was 10 hours from start to finish, and it was pretty brutal. But tomorrow there's more up and down, which is going to be tough, but we should be used to it by now. And there'll be 2 more Baiyue tomorrow. The sun has come up at last. No more head torches, and we're just about to begin the ascent to Mount Tou-in. It's pretty tough. I think it's about 350 meters straight up. Say something inspiring.
Oh man, we're almost there. Almost there.
Number 21. Woo. Alright, so we're at the summit of Mount Tou-in. It was pretty tough work coming up here, but it's worth it. Beautiful views. I think we're off in this direction in a minute towards Xueshan. This is what it's all about. This is Taiwan, but it's not the Taiwan you see on all the tourist brochures. That's because it's bloody hard work getting here. But it's worth it when you get views like this.
The descent, and we're definitely more than halfway down the descent.
A light bloomer. How was that?
Oh, it feels wonderful.
Okay, we're taking a break on Xueshan North Peak, and if you look way over there in the background, you can see Xueshan, where we started from a couple of days ago. It looks a hell of a long way. Yay! Number 22. Whew. We are here, Xueshan. Well, I've been here a while now, but now we're heading down there. All the big peaks are done now, bar one. Although I'm not sure that's going to happen, but we'll see, we'll see. Bye bye, Xueshan. Curse this stuff. I'm just glad it's not raining. Oh my god, the last couple of hours have been brutal. There was a place a bit further up we thought we might be able to stay, but there was no water and we're pretty low on water, so we decided to come down to, I think it's the 28-kilometer marker on the old forest road. This section is insanely steep and dangerous. Check it out. Straight up there and straight down there. It's pretty tough when you're carrying a big pack. We made it! We got a campsite. We got basically a waterfall and water bathing pools over there, so can have a first wash in like 5 days. Oh, so happy.
Self-service.
And cell service as well. Woohoo! Oh, it's like paradise.
I had to go through hell to get to it.
Yeah, we had to go through hell to get to it. He's not wrong.
Right.
So now you can get a coffee.
I don't know, but
so start of day 5, we've packed up camp, and today is just basically a nice walk along this forest road. It's quite an old forest road, so it's quite overgrown. The weather's really nice, it's quite hot actually. At 26k along this road, this is the trailhead for Mount Zhongshui. Ordinarily, I would be going up there right now to get my 4th new bayou out of this trip, but quite honestly, my feet are a bit of a mess. But that's another story, and I'm not feeling super energetic, and I'm feeling lazy, I'll be honest. But this is the kind of mountain where you can just come back and do a 3-day trip. So if I want to do it in the future, that's what I'll do. We've walked about 18k today along the forest road, and we're at the 11k mile marker. We've already set up camp and we're getting ready for dinner. That's it for tonight. Nothing very exciting except some instant noodles. Yay! Alright, all packed up and ready for the last 11k back to the, is it Xueshan Visitor Center or something? Xueshan Visitor Center. Can you see the flies hovering around me? Probably because I smell like a turd. Alright guys, so that was my recent 6-day, 5 nights through hike along the Xueshan West Ridge. Now, as I said in the video, that was my longest ever through hike in Taiwan. And I've got to be honest with you, it was pretty tough. But before you even get on the trail, there's also quite a bit of difficulty in arranging a trip like this. As I said, it's a through hike, so that means you start at one point and finish at the other end, and so there's no way you can drive. So what we did was we took public transport to the trailhead in Wuling to start, and then Adam arranged a driver to pick us up from the Xueshan National Park in Taichung when we finished. The other thing is booking the trail accommodation and getting the permits. We had 5 nights out on the trail. The first 2 nights were spent in mountain huts. The first one was at Chika Shandrang and the second was at Cuichi. Now these are located in the Xueba National Park, so you need to go onto the website to reserve cabin space, and you also need to book the campsites for the next 3 nights, although that's not quite as difficult because it's not a super busy trail during the week when we went, and so the spaces were available. But booking the cabins in and around Xueshan are a bit more difficult, so you have to plan ahead and try and make the booking as early as possible. Now this trail definitely had a high level of difficulty, and you need to be extremely fit to even think about taking this on. 1, because you're walking around 70 kilometers over 6 days, and 2, because you're carrying all of your stuff, and so that means your pack is going to be anywhere from maybe 15 to 20 kilograms, depending on whether you're a light packer like Adam or you pack too much stuff like I did. But bear in mind, you've got 5 or 6 days worth of food, your clothing and your all-weather gear and everything else that you usually take on a through hike. In addition to carrying the heavy pack, the trail itself is quite challenging. It's very steep in places, and you're bashing your way through Yushan bamboo, my favorite plant, on some sections, and of course you're having to carry your big pack up to the top of several baiyue. So it's not easy. Another thing I would recommend is not to do these kind of trails on your own. Of course, some experienced hikers will do so, and that's their choice. But for me, as I said, I'm not too experienced on such long trails, so the fact that I could go with Adam was really great. It's more fun to go with a friend, plus it's more convenient, and also you've got that little bit of insurance just in case one of you runs into trouble or has an accident. The other person can help out, call for help, or help you out of any sticky situations. Another thing you need to consider on these kind of trails is water. Depending on the time of the year and how the weather's been recently, there may or may not be water at some of the water sources along the trail. So that's something you need to check right up to the last few days before you leave, because if you get stuck in a section of the trail where there's no water for a couple of days, it can be a real problem. Adam and I didn't have that problem, but we did have a couple of occasions where we were running extremely low on water and had to hike a few extra kilometers to the nearest water source just to top up. Weather we were really fortunate with the weather on this hike, as we had 6 days of perfect weather. It was sunny almost every day. Although it was a bit cloudy on 2 days, it never even looked like it was going to rain. But we still had to take all our rain gear with us and be prepared just in case. Because when you're up at 3,000 meters in the middle of this trail, if the weather changes suddenly, you have to be prepared for it. Now, over the 6 days of the hike, we walked approximately 62.6 kilometers with roughly 4,000 meters of elevation gain and about 3,900 meters of descent. So you can tell from those figures it was pretty tough. And I will put all 6 days tracks in the description below and the links so you can check them out if you want to. I'll also put the transport information in the description and all the other information you'll need if you're interested in doing this hike. As I said, it was my first ever really long through hike in Taiwan, and I have to admit, at some points along the trail I was thinking, oh my god, I'm never going to do this again. This is so difficult. But you know, it's been a week or so since we finished now, and I'm looking back on the experience and really enjoyed it. And although it was tough in some sections, the sense of achievement and the fact I managed to complete the trail and 5 out of 6 Baiyue, although I'd done 2 of them before, it was just an amazing experience. And you know what? Although at times I said I'd never do it again, I'm already thinking about the next one. Okay guys, that is it for this hike summary. I hope you found it useful. If you have any other questions that I haven't answered, then you can just drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Alright, so if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you'd like to catch any of my future content, then click the bell for notifications. If you'd like to help support the channel, then you can click thanks down below or head on over to my Buy Me a Coffee page and see what's on offer over there. And there's 3 coffees or more for a Hikelopedia embroidered patch. Alright guys, that's it for now. Good luck if you're planning any trips in the near future, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy. Over and out. And before I go, I'd just like to give a shout out to Adam, who not only is a good hiking partner, but he's also got his own business selling hiking equipment. It's called Hikelopedia, and they make a number of really cool hiking products such as sleeping quilts, clothing, and they also make merino underpants. Yes, underpants. I recently purchased a couple of pairs and I've been wearing them and I absolutely love them. So if you're interested, head on over to the Hikelopedia website. I'll put the information in the description down below and check out what Adam's got on offer there. And no, I'm not going to show you my underwear, but believe me, they are really comfortable.